Okay, so for all of our sinus and mandible images, we take it on the 8x10 film. Our tube and bucky are aligned and detented. The tube is at 40 to 48 inches for all these images. And make sure to collimate to the parts and also to shield the patient. Okay, so now I'm going to start a mandible series. I'm going to go get my patient. Okay, what is your first and last name?
Andrea Vick,
Okay, and your birth date?
3/16/89.
Okay, and why are we doing this today?
I fell and I hit my chin right here.
Okay, and any chance you could be pregnant?
No.
Okay, so for this, I would have her remove her earrings and any pins or clips in her hair. So I'm going to have you come over here. I would also shield my patient. So for the first image, I'm going to do the PA. She's going to put her AML is going to be perpendicular to the IR, so that's right underneath her nose to the EAM. That's going to be perpendicular. I'm going to make sure and collimate down to just get the mandible. Also, the central ray is at the level of her lips. Okay, so now we're going to do her obliques. First we do an RAO, and her head is going to tilt 30 degrees inward. And then the tube is also going to be 25 degrees cephalic. And it's going to, the central ray is going to exit the mandibular portion closest to the IR, because that's the side we are looking at. We also do the other oblique, so she turns around and does the same exact thing. Now I'm going to do the, now I'm going to do what we call the SMV. She is going to tilt her head back. We're going to do the IOML, which is this line here, parallel with the bucky. And it's also, the central ray is going to enter through the angles of the mandible. Okay, now I'm going to do a sinus series. For the KV, we do 70 to 80 KV and anywhere from 6 to 20 mass. For my first image, I'm going to do a PA axial Caldwell, install in an 8x10. Her mid-sagittal plane is going to be centered to the IR. Her chin is going to be up here 15 degrees cephalic. And the central ray is going to be perpendicular, exiting out of the nasion. Now we're going to do the Waters view, and now the OML is going to be 37 degrees, so it's going to be up even higher. We still have a perpendicular beam here, and her OML is going to be 15 degrees cephalic to the IR, and the central ray is going to exit out of the nasion. Okay, now I'm going to do the lateral view. She's going to be in an LAO position. Her mid-sagittal line is going to be parallel to the IR. The beam is going to be perpendicular. Also, her interpupillary line, which is this line here, that's going to be perpendicular to the board. And her head is also going to be in a true lateral for that one. Central ray for this one is going to enter half to 1 inch posterior to her outer campion, so it's going to be right here. Okay, now we're going to do our SMV view. So she's going to lean her head back. The vertex of her skull is going to touch here. Her IOML is going to be parallel to the IR. The central ray is going to enter 3/4 anterior to the level of her EAM. And the tube is going to be perpendicular. Okay, so now I'm finished with the mandible series, and I'm going to critique the images. And also for the mandible series, we do 75 kV at around 5 to 12 mass. For the first picture, this is our PA. We're looking mainly at the mandibular body, which is in here. For our next views, we did our right and left obliques. This also again shows the body here. This is the other oblique, which still shows the body. For the last view, we do the SMV. This is looking at the coronoid and condyles of the rami. Okay, so I've just finished a sinus series, so now I'm going to evaluate the images. So this first image is a Waters. you see that the petrous ridges are out of the way, so you can see the maxillary sinus. Here are the orbits here, and you can also see the frontal sinus. So the next view we do is a Caldwell. This is so you can see the frontal sinus, which is right in here. The next view we do is the lateral view, which you can see all 4 of the sinuses. You can see the maxillary, the sphenoid, ethmoid, and the frontal. There's also another view we do called the SMV. We don't have the protocol, we don't actually do this view at my clinical site, but here it is here. And you can see the sphenoidal sinus, and you can also see air fluid levels, and those are the 4 views that we do for sinus. Okay, also to tell that it's in a true lateral, you can see that you can see the full sella turcica here, and that it is not rotated.